Go and grab your Beware merchandise today. There are t-shirts, sweatshirts, phone cases, and more, all with the link down in the description below. You do not want to miss out. What's up, guys? It's Carson back here on Toxic Gaming today with week 5 or week 4? Which one is this one? I completely forgot. Week 4 battle for the meme league and stuff. We're going up against Nidowqueen and the Nidowqueen Park Rangers. We're going to try to get a little bit of redemption from our battle in the PPL. But we're going up against him for Meme League this week. If you guys want to skip this part, there will be a little annotation thing on screen for the time you need to go to for the actual battle as you skip the team builder part. If you guys enjoy, this is the team builder. But first, we actually have our Scarf Pidgeot. Let me go over his team first. What am I talking about? We have Tapu Bulu, Heatran, Blastoise, Salamence, Jolteon, Snorlax, Alolan Muck, Go-Goat, Archeops, Misdreavus, and Mudbray. And his Z-movers are, actually didn't put them on a sheet, but that's fine. His Z-movers are Salamence, Super Z user being Snorlax, and Archeops as the other offensive Z user. But going into our team, we actually brought Pidgeot this time. I felt like it could be pretty funny to use against him, especially if Archeops is gone. I felt like it'd be really nice. But we are Scarf Pidgeot with Brave Bird, Return, U-Turn, and Tailwind. 8 in HP, 252 in attack, and then 248 Jolly in speed. Basically, as fast as we really need to be in speed and everything like that. And I kind of wanted to have Scarf Tailwind, just like if Pidgeot's going to go down and can't do anything against what I'm facing, and I need Tailwind for the rest of my team, I have Tailwind support on Pidgeot. I didn't really need the 4th move. Besides, I could have ran Heat Wave. Wouldn't have done anything to Go-Go that I couldn't already do. And he had nothing on his team that's like the 4 times weak to fire, so it didn't really matter. Next we have Slowbro, Rider 2012. 2012, he was an idiot. But with Leftovers and Regenerator, Scald, Toxic, Slack Off, and Ice Beam, 252 HP, 220 in defense, and then 36 Calm Nature and Special Defense. A little bit of our mixed wall tank thing. Being able to Toxic on his team is really, really enjoyable. And even though he has the Alolan Muck, being able to Toxic anything is really nice. If we can Scald Worthy and Alolan Muck, that's great. Ice Beam for Go-Goat and for Bulu and Salamence. It would seem Slowbro really felt like if he could stay alive, Slowbro could do some really good things for us. Next we have Roman or Zygarde 10 with Yachi Berry and Extreme Speed, 1000 Arrows, Outrage, and Dragon Dance. 40 in HP, 252 in attack, and then 216 in speed. I think we're speed creeping the Archeops at that range, and basically I just need to D-Dance up, and Zygarde can do some good things against him. The thing I would be surprised about is if he tried to run to counter Zygarde, like Scarf Jolteon, I'd be a little bit surprised, but I've run it too, so I mean, who knows. But really, that's what all Zygarde's here to do. I know I can live at least 1 Hidden Power Ice from, I believe, anything, and I think any Ice Beam except from a max special attack Blastoise. Mega Blastoise, and I can live the Ice Beam and then get my Dragon Dance up and do some good things. So that's kind of what Zygarde is for us. Next we have Lesnar or Jirachi with Leftovers, Iron Hit, Ice Punch, Stealth Rock, and U-Turn. 176 in HP, 80 in attack, and then 252 Jolly in speed. A fast, bulky Jirachi. Just basically get our fast rocks up and then fast Iron Hit and Ice Punch and U-Turn as we need. Kind of a weird Jirachi from what I'm usually running or what I usually see, but Jirachi's able to do many things, so that's what I kind of want him to do this week. Get rocks up, get a damage here and there, and give us some momentum. Next we have Spoogles, or Tangela, trying to get a redemption thing from the last game he was in. With EVOI and Regenerator, Leech Seed, Giga Drain, Toxic Protect, 252 HP, 200 in defense with a Bold Nature, and then 56 in defense, or Special Defense. And this Tangela is basically, again, kind of pairing with Slowbro and the idea of getting things Toxic and then protecting. Basically, a little bit of Toxic Stall with Tangela especially, and then Slowbro hopefully can help out with just spreading Toxic around a little bit better, but then Leech Seeding as well. That's what this Tangela is here to do, just to sit on the field and Toxic Leech Seed, Giga Drain, everything, and Toxic Stall some of his team out. Kind of a dickish thing to do, but that's the Tangela. And then we finally have Leftovers, Magikarp, Clefable, Archer Status, with Calm Mind, Moonblast, Wish, Protect, Mono Moonblast, because really I didn't feel like I needed much other coverage. Moonblast hit a good majority of his team. And when it didn't hit, we had things to cover, and wishing around on our team, especially into Pidgeot, into Beckendu, Zygarde, into Slowbro to keep Slowbro even more healthy, and into Jirachi, because Jirachi not having a healing move this time or anything like that. Wishing around is really nice for us. And again, Wish Protect, if we need to do a little toxic stalling stuff with Clefable, we can do that. But with 208 in HP, 200 in defense and bold, 28 in special attack, 60 in special defense, and then 12 in speed, just in case of speed creeps. More on the defensive side, but can hit alright with Moonblast. Like a Calm Mind or two, and we can do some pretty good things. But as we're gonna go right into the battle here, as we see everything, he's gonna lead the Archeops, and I'm actually gonna lead with Pidgeot. I figured he would lead Jolteon or the Alolan Muck maybe to get something up. I didn't really figure this exactly. I kind of wanted to see what he was after I saw this lead. I wasn't that happy with seeing Archeops in the lead. But I just decided to hard switch to try not to show him my item going into Slowbro. Now, I'm probably Scarfed, and he's probably not Scarfed, and I could have easily U-turned on him. But I'd rather not show him my item with Pidgeot just yet, even though Pidgeot probably would be Scarfed against him. I just didn't want to actually just give it away right then and there. But he actually goes for the Switcheroo and gives his Scarf to my Slowbro. So if I would have U-turned into anything, pretty much, I would have had an item taken off, and I'm almost more happy that Slowbro got the Scarf than almost anything else. Like, if Zygarde would have got the Scarf, that could have been really nice, but I would rather have almost kept Yachi Berry to be able to use his D-Dance the way I wanted to. If Jirachi got the Scarf, that could have been really nice, but sadly, Slowbro was the one who got it. If I would have stayed on the Pidgeot and just simply clicked return or something, just like being ballsy and daring him, or guessing he would switch out, and he tricked Scarf onto me, or Switcheroo Scarf onto me, keeping his own, like locking him into Switcheroo. That would have been a fucking pro-ass play. But after that, he will switch out into his Mega Blastoise, regular Blastoise for now. I just went for Scald. I had no reason not to, and I get a burn. So, and I did, I'll say this, I was in call, there were people, Ryan can attest to this, I called that motherfucking burn. It's not hacks, I called that shit. But I decided I'm going to switch out now because I really can't do anything against this. Going to Clefable, he's going to Mega Evolve and just go right for a Dark Pulse. Maybe he was thinking Jirachi to switch in, but Clefable could just sit in on here and I'm not too worried about anything he can do. He does have the Flash Cannon, which does hurt me a lot, and I went for Wish this turn, so I knew I could Wish Protect to get my health back or pass into anything. Here he switches out. I didn't really know exactly what he was going to do, but he switches into the little Muck, which kind of shuts down Clefable. I protected just not to make a risky play, but this does kind of shut down Clefable, and I have to really wonder who I'm going to go in here. I protected again to see what he would go for, if he would go for a knockoff or a poison move, because even for a poison move, I was going to go into Jirachi this next turn anyway, but if he went for knockoff, I had to kind of worry about who I was going into, maybe Slowbro and get the Scarf knocked off so I'm not locking in with Slowbro, or staying in and letting Clefable get knocked off and Moonblasting into damage. Like, I don't know, it was a tough play here. I didn't feel like I didn't prep that well for a little Muck. But as we keep going with this, I'm almost at full health. I decided to Wish here because I could take a Poison Jab, and if he knocked me off, fine. He decides to knock me off, and now I can Wish past into anything or live a Poison Jab still. I Moonblast for damage. He curses. So he decides just to set up on me and not worry about what I'm living and not living and things like that. And here I decided I'm going to Wish pass, because if I die, something else is going to get health. If not, I can pass into it. He just keeps cursing, so he's just setting up in my face right now, and I'm kind of in a bit of a problem. I Moonblast to get damage, and it's basically kind of pointless, as his knockoff is going to do literally nothing. Still at +2, and I'm back to full health. We're kind of at the same predicament here, where I have to Wish this turn to live the next one, and he actually Poison Jabs on this turn, completely killing Clefable. So sadly, luckily, we still got a Wish in the air ready for something. I go into Slowbro, knowing I'm Scarfed and knowing I can hurt him and possibly burn him with Scalds. Got the second one. So, I'll say again, he did knock off here, and I'll get into that in a second, but I did call this burn as well. Rai can attest to this. He was in call, and we were talking about it, and I called that second burn. So 2 rounds of hacks I called and I got. But he does knock off, and he does knock off my Scarf, which he tricked onto me and stuff, but I get my health back anyway, thanks to that Wish in the air. And without that burn, I'm pretty sure he would have killed me. But now I'm just going to keep scalding. Like, you can't knock off to do that much damage to me anymore, thanks to being burned and me not having an item, and I can regenerate my health back anyway. I'm just wearing down this Muck is what I need to do. I can slack off on him all day. He can curse up kind of all he really wants to, and I feel like I can win this Scald versus knockoff battle. But I do Scald again, getting him under 18%, pretty low. He goes for the knockoff, almost dropping me to half, and he gets Poison Touch, which is fucking annoying, but it is a thing that Muck can do, so, you know, I decided to just Scald and go for the kill. I get the crit. I don't believe the crit really mattered because I did 21% with the Scald last time. If the Scald was a low roll at 20%, then it didn't matter. But if the Scald was a high roll at 20%, then that crit did matter. So I'm not too sure. Rye may have more idea as to what the roll was on that. But we got the crit, and the muck is now gone. Thank Jesus. But now we got Slowbro poisoned. He goes out into Mischievous, and I kind of expected a nasty plot here, so I decided to switch out into Tangela, and he goes right for the Calm Mind instead, and I was like, oh, okay, let's do some things on this. He's going to Willow me and burn me, which is annoying, and I'm going to go Toxic. So now Tangela is going to do his Toxic stalling things. I decided just, instead of going for Leech Seed, or instead of going for Protect, I went for Leech Seed this turn and landed it. So now not only is he getting Toxic damage, he's getting Leech Seed damage. He's on the fastest timer of his life right now. I Protect. This is what the Tangela is meant to do. It's a dick Tangela, but it's what it's supposed to do on this team. Just Toxic stall down this Mischievous. It's really hurting now. I decided to switch out now into Hurricane, expecting a Shadow Ball, which he does, and I'm immune to it. And this next turn, before we show the Toxic damage and everything, this next turn was really surprising, because I figured he would have had coverage for something else rather than this. I figured he would have had some coverage for, who was it? I figured he would have had like Mystical Fire or something for Tangela, rather than just clicking Shadow Ball. Or I figured he would have had something else for others on our team rather than anything to hit this. And we can see after the Leech Seed damage, he lives it and everything. And I go for Tailwind just to get that up, and I didn't think I would do anything, and he Thunderbolted to kill me. So I figured he would have had coverage for something else instead of Thunderbolt, so that's why I Tailwinded, so that I could switch out the next turn and something is in the speed. But instead, he did cover the Thunderbolt to be able to beat Pidgeot, and he does kill me, and he will die to Toxic damage, so Tangela gets that kill. But we do have the Tailwind up now, so I go into Roman. I'm a Scarf Roman now, and he has to be scared of it with Jolteon. I decided I'm going to get a free D-Dance here. He goes out into his Go-Goat. I get my free D-Dance, and I'm figuring he's still having HP Ice or something. I'm clicking Outrage. Like, I'm hitting this, 2-KOing this thing. He goes for the HP Ice, and thanks to that Yachi Berry, I am living that very nicely. I get my second Outrage, killing the Go-Goat. Go-Goat really didn't do anything other than burn my berry, and my Tailwind is gone, and it looks like I get the third round of Outrage, which is going to do a tanking job to this fucking Mega Blastoise, almost killing, and the Ice Beam sadly does kill me, but the burn will kill the Mega Blastoise. So Slowbro gets the kill for that one. Kills that aren't supposed to be getting kills are all around us. He goes for the or Archeops. Fucking I don't know why I just stuttered there. Archeops on the switch in. I went to Jirachi or Lesnar. I kind of wanted to do this because I could U-turn on the Jolteon if I really wanted to, and I could Iron Head this if it came in. I could Ice Punch the Jolteon, but that really wasn't going to do much. And really my strategy now is to load this down, or damage this down low enough so that Scald can kill, and that he's not doing anything to me, and then when the Jolteon comes in, be able to figure out what he's either going to lock himself into if he is like a Scarf set, or bring in Tango after and Toxic Stall him down with that. Or if I can get a cheap Toxic with anything else, that'd be really nice. But that's really not what we're doing here. So what he decides to do is go for the knockoff, knocking off my leftovers. Very selfish. But I go for the Iron Head and one-shotting the Archeops. I guess he might have been the Babri Berry to not get Iron Head one-shot. You know, it seemed like that's what it should have been. I don't know, or Focus Sash or something. I felt like that should have been not killing. But at the same time, as me only 80 attack, but I guess it is a Jirachi. So he goes into his Jolteon now and just locks himself, it looks like, into Shadow Ball. And I'm okay with that. I'm Ice Punching just to get some damage on here, and in case Rye gets frozen again. He decides to go for Shadow Ball, and sadly doesn't get freezing on the Jolteon. I go out here into Tangelo, ready to Toxic Stall this thing down. He shows that he's not a Scarf locking set or anything, and he goes for the Hidden Power Ice, which is a hell of a chunk to me. And I go for my Toxic, and I miss. So getting those 2 turns of burn, those 2 called burns early in the battle, kind of karma coming back to me and missing my Toxic, which is really annoying. I decided to switch out here on the Hidden Power Ice into Slowbro to try to get Tango's health back from the Hidden Power Ice from before. And if I can land a Toxic, great. If not, okay. He goes for Shadow Ball, not Thunderbolt. I figured he would have gone just for a Thunderbolt there. But he does take out Slowbro, and I couldn't get a Toxic off or anything. So now, this time, I have to hit my Toxic. I have to hopefully hit a Leech Seed, and I have to Protect. I have to Toxic Stall this thing down. I have to hope for no crits or anything like that. Or big rolls or stuff, anything along those lines. He goes for this hidden power and gets a 49% chunk to me. I go for my Leech Seed this turn instead of Toxic because I needed to get that health back first before I could start actually Toxicking him. I go for my Protect and things like that. He's going to go right for the Hidden Power Ice. He has no reason not to. He's just going to keep spamming that until I die. And at this health, I should live a Hidden Power Ice because I figured that hidden power of 49 was a high roll. 42 was what it did the first time. And I'm at 46, so I should be able to live. And sadly, I don't live that roll. That turn, I did go for Giga Drain. I believe it was like 49 was like the absolute max roll, and then 45, which is what it did, and 46% was still a pretty high roll. If I was going for Giga Drain that turn, if I would have lived, Giga Drained, got health back above burn damage, Leech Seeded damage, and then protected the next turn, I would have won that, which is kind of annoying, but that's the way it had to go. And this could have been dead due to the Dick Tangela, but that's kind of what, sadly, the game does. It's what the game does. A lot better than the last time we played. Raya brought it down to a 1-0 where it really should have gone our way, I feel like. But, you know, math is a thing, and rolls in this game are unforgiving at times. But good game to Raya and stuff. Make sure you go check his stuff out on his side of this battle if he has it up by now. I'm pretty sure he would by now if he's uploading them. And it's all in the link description below. If he isn't uploading this one, which he might not, go check out our battle for PPL and check out all his PPL stuff. He's one of the cooler dudes in there because he's the one who, I believe, started the whole damn thing, or was like one of the original people who started this whole damn thing. But that's about everything about Ryan, his links and everything. Make sure you like and subscribe and stuff if you enjoy. There's more Drunk Lock and everything doing over on Twitch and other things on Twitch that I have in the works but haven't exactly gotten around to yet. So go ahead and follow everything over there. There's links in the description for that as well. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I don't usually say that often, but make sure you follow me there so that you're up to date on stuff that's going to be happening, stuff that's coming to the channel, and everything like that. There will be more of the Meme League stuff as we progress and as I try to catch up to where we are still. But anyway, without all the exit stuff out of the way, thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson, this is Toxic Gaming. And as always, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys.